Keto Trippin with Black Girl Gone Keto. Hey guys, what's good with you? What's good with me is I am Erika, your host of Keto Trippin, also known as Black Girl Gone Keto. What's good? What's good with me is this is episode 3 of Keto Trippin. Do me a favor, like this video and then subscribe to Keto Trippin. This particular episode, you guys know I'm traveling the country to meet phenomenal folk on their keto journey. Keto is saving lives, guys. It's getting you healthy. We're shedding pounds. It's just a great thing. Again, on this particular episode in Virginia Beach, I met with the phenomenal LaJill Hunt, one of my very favorite keto cousins, writer extraordinaire. LaJill's going to talk to you about her journey, where she is, how she's feeling, more importantly, how it's helping to save her life. Do me a favor, guys. Tell a friend that we're out here getting healthy. Don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy the ride. Ladies and gentlemen, LaJill Hunt. Hey, everybody. What's good with you? What's good with me is I'm here with the phenomenal, the fabulous. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
I'm LaJill.
Yeah. This is LaJill. First of all, there's a little bit more behind LaJill, but I am Erika, host of Keto Trippin, and we are here today to talk all things keto. One of the reasons why I'm doing this, number one, is because keto, number one, is fabulous and phenomenal, but it works. So I'm on the road meeting beautiful, phenomenal women like Miss LaJill to talk about keto, to let everyone else know how it's impacting her life and how in turn it can impact your life as well. But keto is a wonderful thing, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So what I wanted to ask, just jump right in and ask, what was your reasoning for deciding to start keto?
Really, I started keto because I came across your page on Instagram. I was, you know how they call it going down a black hole, like you look at somebody and then you click on somebody and then
right.
you click on somebody.
Right.
So I was on somebody's page and they were talking to, I was trying to see if the dude that they were talking to, it was their boo. So I clicked on his page and it was like this trainer dude, and he was like a kind of like a celebrity trainer. God, I don't even know his name, but you were with him on the treadmill.
Oh, I know his name.
Yeah.
You know his name.
I can't think of his name because literally I don't even know who he is.
He's Coach Cox.
Yes.
He's Coach Cox. He's a very good guy. I actually met him as well online.
Yeah.
Coach Cox. He's a traveling trainer. He's
yeah,
cool.
so I was trying to see.
You was like, wait, who that is?
Yeah, because I was like, well, is that her boo?
Oh, no.
And then not you,
Right,
but
right.
this other girl. Because they were, cause I look at people's conversations in the little comments.
Right.
So I was like, is that her boo? Like, okay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yes, I do know exactly
So
what you're talking about.
I was on her page trying to see who that was, because I was like, I didn't even know she had a boo.
Right, right.
And so I went on.
So you was kind of just like surfing and enjoying
Yeah.
it? Okay.
So then you on the treadmill, and he was like, I'm so proud of you, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh. So I clicked, again, black hole. I wouldn't go to your page, and then it was like, I lost 80 pounds since August. And this was in February. It had to be like around February 27th that I came across your page. And the first thing I was like, she had surgery.
Right.
And then, like, if you further read, like, on the thing, it was like, lost 80 pounds, no surgery, no pills, no gimmicks, ask me how. I happened to be in DC with my best friend at the time. My mom had just passed January the 1st. So I had to go to DC for an event, and my best friend, thank you. So really I was really grieving. I was in the midst of grieving. Like, it was just like, I'm talking about like,
Deep dark place.
Yeah, deep dark place. Is life worth living type thing. And my best friend, I had an event to do in DC, and my best friend lives in Maryland, so I was staying with her. She would not let me leave. And so lying on her sofa, came across your page, and I was like, yeah, right. And so,
like, I don't believe her.
Yeah, and then you were like, I started like going through your page, and you were like, keto, keto, keto. And so I was like, okay. And so then you had this special. And it was so funny because it was like the next day, I go back to your page, and my best friend and I were laying with, first of all, my best friend from college she was a college athlete, and she's still athletic. Right. So it's total opposite.
But she's an inspiration, I'm sure.
I'm not saying that because she likes to eat.
Right.
But when we came across your page, I was like, look at this. And so she was like, well, who is this? I was like, some girl. I said,
random.
Yeah, I said, she lost 80 pounds. And she was like, oh, okay. I said, since August. And she was like, she said she had surgery. I was like, she said she didn't.
No surgery.
Yes. And so then she was like, that's cool. So then she started cyber stalking you, kind of going through your stuff.
Right.
And then I said, well, she got a special for $25. And so she was like, you gonna do it? And I was like, $25.
I was gonna say, but $25, how could you not?
And then the thing about it is, she and I had this whole conversation. Like, she was on one part of the sofa, I was on the other, and we're literally laying there. And she was like, well, heck, we spent 25 apiece eating last night.
Hello.
And so I was like,
Sidebar, you see that little investment? Make that investment in yourself. Sidebar. But anyway.
Yeah, and it really didn't. When she said that, I was like, I thought about where we went to eat the night before, and we really did spend more than $25.
Right.
And so I was like, okay. So I signed up for the keto call. And so it was like amazing. Like, it was, you were like, have a pen and a pad, because I'm going to tell you what you need, and this and that and the other. So like, I was all geeked up. My friend Tanya is so supportive because, again, she's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do it. She's like, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. So you're on speakerphone. She's listening. I'm like taking notes. And I think it was our conversation. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes. You and I were on that phone for like an hour and a half. We was crying, slinging snide. And it's so crazy because I knew that I wanted to make a change in my life, but for some reason I just kept saying I want to find somebody who's been where I am. And the thing about it was so much more than keto,
right? Because
you told me your reason,
right,
why you started,
right? Yes.
And I finally found someone
that could understand.
Who had been where I am, and it was just so. God is so strategic.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
oh my goodness.
It was like
everything happens for a reason.
It does. Yeah. Because when I tell you, you and I sling snot on the phone, my friend Tanya sitting there on the end of the sofa, she crying like. But what was so funny was my phone call happened on a Saturday morning, and you were like, okay, starting today.
This is good, y'all.
And I was like, excuse me, no offense to anybody. I was like, nigga, what?
I'm not starting today.
Yes. I was like, I can't start today. And you were like, why not? And I was like, well, I'm going to start Monday because, yeah, we got brunch reservations. And that was like the first time you were like, okay, you can still have brunch. Nobody said you couldn't go to brunch. I was like, no, like, we have brunch reservations. It's like, no, I don't want to start today. I want to start Monday. And you were like, why can't you start today? Like, start making good choices today. That's all you have to do. Like,
that's my thing. Don't wait. Why wait?
Yeah. And I was like, but I don't want. Like,
I don't want to start today.
I don't want to. Like, I feel like I need to prepare.
Right.
Like, and so literally, I started that day. Like, as soon as we left brunch, Tanya and I went to Vitamin Shop. We were getting everything on the list. And again, I don't know why she got all the stuff on the list because she didn't even.
She wants to get healthy and, keep it tight right
and
too.
I mean, I was just looking at her and she was just like, well, I want to get this stuff too. And I'm like, oh God, okay, whatever. So, and it made me feel like, even though she didn't even do keto, but she just got all the stuff. But it felt like I wasn't alone. Like I had you and her.
Right.
So, I mean,
that's amazing. I mean, first of all, I will say, well, let me ask you, in deciding to go with a coach, because a lot of people educate themselves first. A lot of people go online and look into keto first. And I think, right. So we know that she was looking into Coach Cox first. No, look.
No, definitely not. Look, definitely not him. The way he was yelling at you on that treadmill. Oh no.
Coach Cox, with this discussion, I think you're gonna owe me like a little something, like slide me a little training, like. But with you deciding to go for a coach, you know, the coaching route, what would you say to other people that might really think, oh, I can do this on my own? And they very well can, but what's been your experience with having a keto coach?
My keto coach, we have a love-hate relationship. There have been so many, like, it's so funny because there are days that I literally hate you. Like, the first time I did a road trip.
She hates me. I'm sitting across from her and she hates me.
Oh my gosh.
I remember.
This is what was so funny, because I had to go to New Orleans, and I got there and you text me, you were like, okay, how's your trip? I was like, yes, I'm doing so good. I started keto March the 3rd, that Saturday. I went to Huntsville in April, and I was like, yeah, it's been a month, so you know, I'm gonna have a cheat meal because I'm in New Orleans. And child, when you said there are no cheat meals in keto, I was not prepared for that moment, because I had been working so hard for a month knowing that I was going to go to New Orleans,
right,
and knowing that I was finally going to get a cheat meal. And when I tell you, you literally broke my heart, because I was sitting in like my favorite restaurant in New Orleans.
Right.
I was in New Orleans.
You were like, what? I can't have what?
Yes. And I was like, I can't what? And you were like, LaJill, this is a lifestyle, it's not a diet.
Exactly.
So there are no cheat meals. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? And you said the same thing like you've always told me, and it rings in my ear now. It's just something, make it work. Look at the menu, figure it out, and make it work. Just make healthy choices. It's not that hard. And you will always tell me, like, you're making this harder than it is.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like, and now every time I go somewhere, every time I look at a menu, because of the nature, my writing books, and I have to travel for different events and everything.
We're gonna talk about that in a second.
I just, every time I go, I look at a menu and I'm like, it's not as hard as you think it is. Look at it, make it work. Like, and then sometimes you have to like tell the waitress or your server, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna need to do.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need to exchange this for this, and tell them no sauce on this, and what's on, they don't care, they're like, okay, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, and it really isn't it like,
so in essence, in having a coach, it's having that extra feedback
and just having an accountability partner who really your expectation level of me was way higher than my expectation level for myself.
You know how deep that is?
Yeah, like you have like,
you know how deep that is? You just gave me chills.
Yeah,
yo.
like
that's
I didn't expect I really didn't, I don't know, I really didn't expect to be as successful as I have been. But for you, it was just like you expected it to work. Like you were like,
this will work.
Yeah, it'll work.
And the reason why I believe that, number one, is because I've lived this. Because I was almost 400 pounds. I'm still a big girl. I enjoy being a big girl. But that's a whole nother subject. But because I was in a dark place where you were, because I've had death, I've had loss, I've had, I say the 3 Ds, death, divorce, and depression. She's been there.
Yeah.
So because I know that I got through this, I know it's possible for you to get through it, and everyone else out there. That's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about doing keto tripping, is because people see me online, right? I want you all to know, and I know that you see other people online, but not everybody shares their story. Not everybody tells how they're getting healthy. And because keto works, tell them how much you've lost. Tell them not only how much you've lost, because keto is more about finding yourself. Keto gives you the mental space to get other things in your life right. So what's improved since you started keto? And not just your weight. What's improved?
My weight. Oh my gosh. One of the biggest differences I noticed immediately, I don't wake up tired. And you don't even realize when you wake up that you're tired until you realize when you start waking up and you're not sleepy. Like, okay, like it's 6:30, it's time to get up. Let's get my day started. And you don't even realize well, when you realize it, you're like, dang, for years I woke up tired. Like, you don't dread the alarm in the morning time because it's like, oh, okay, I'm up.
The fatigue is like almost miraculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
And then you don't like drag at some, like in the afternoons, like it would be like, oh, I'm tired, I need a nap.
Right.
That never that never happens.
So energy, you gained energy.
I gained energy. I gained like clarity.
That mental clarity is something else.
Yes. And then once I got, like I said, I started in March. And then because you're not tired and because you have all this energy, you find yourself like, well, maybe I can start doing some type of physical activity. I've never been one to hit the gym. Like, I hate the gym. I hate it. Don't get me wrong, for those people that lift and run and da da da.
That's amazing. It's a great thing.
Yeah, that's great. But that's just not my ministry, and I'm not trying to go there.
It's not for everyone. I recommend it.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. Yeah. And that's fine.
And then even when I started, you were like, LaJill, 30 to 45 minutes, 5 days a week. Like, let's just start there. And so I started in March, and then in April I was trying to think like, okay, what can I start doing? So I started working out because I'm an introvert too, which is probably why I hate the gym. I started working out with Dwight. I can never think of it.
Dances.
Yeah, from Dance Your Pounds Off. Him and Monique every morning. They go live on Instagram and they work out.
I love that.
Yes.
When they do that.
So, you know, I'm at home. I got 2 left feet, but ain't nobody there looking at me.
Right.
And then just start sweating. Like, really. So I started doing that. And then, I don't even know how I found out about mall walking. But here, the malls open at 8 o'clock in the morning for the senior citizens and whomever else to walk. So I started, and mall walking is fun. And then mall walking, I didn't have an excuse. I couldn't say it was raining.
Cold outside.
I couldn't say it was cold.
Right.
I couldn't say like, and there's nobody there to be like, ooh, what she got on? Because them senior citizens don't be thinking about you. They like, look, we here to walk. We gonna do these 2 laps and then we out here.
So you don't have to worry about the discomfort or the I guess the personal piece of being in the gym and feeling uncomfortable.
Mall walking kind of motivated me because when those seniors lap you be like, what? I can't let Peggy and Louise lap me today. So and really it's nice temperature, like the little music playing, the little muse or whatever,
right.
And you just walk.
So how much have you lost? How much?
The day I started, my dad told me not to tell anybody. He was like, Jesus Christ, LaJill, don't tell anybody.
Well, you don't have to.
I was 314. I really was. And now I'm 241.
Yeah. Congratulations.
And that's his mark.
High five.
Yes.
And again, honestly, guys, and talking about keto and this road tripping to talk about keto, it's not always about the pounds. Number one, she's lost inches as well. But it's not necessarily, we can talk about that too. It's not necessarily about the weight. When we both started talking, we talked about being in a dark place. Feeling like being hopeless, you know, mourning the death of your mom, just feeling like.
And I was an empty nester. Like
the kids are
my kids are going to college, so literally I was at home by myself. Like there were some days I didn't even get out of bed except to go to the bathroom.
No, I know, but tell the people, how many children do you have?
I have 3 children. I have my oldest daughter, she's an adult, so she moved. Well, sometimes she moves out.
and sometimes
no. But
how many do you have?
But I have 3 daughters. They're aged 26, 21, and 19.
Okay.
So
many people can probably relate to what you're saying about
so they're like my 2 youngest are like gone off to college now. I have one in New Orleans at Southern University in New Orleans, and
congratulations too. That's amazing.
And then I have one at Alabama A&M University. So they're like gone. So my mom passed away. I was her caregiver, and then my children are gone, and so I was like by myself, and I was literally just eating. And then crazy enough, I don't even know if you know this, like in 2007 I had lap band surgery. I'm smaller now.
I don't think we had that conversation.
I'm smaller now than when I had my lap band surgery. When I had my lap band surgery, I started out, I was 321, and I got down to 260.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, but now I'm 242. So I'm smaller now.
Look at God. No, look.
Yeah,
That's
because no disrespect to anybody that's had surgery, like, because I had it myself.
By any means.
Yeah, but if you don't change your lifestyle,
it doesn't matter what.
Again, I had lap band surgery, and then I got up to 314. I was almost back because I was 321.
Right.
So I was almost
back to
where
your
I
original weight.
Yeah.
Right. So the piece about keto and how it will help you with your mental clarity, how it will help you physically, how you're having energy. That's that MCT oil too. That MCT oil is a big deal. But tell me, what does your family think? What does your family think about, number one, your journey? Do they eat keto? Tell me a little bit about what their thoughts are with you doing keto.
So,
because you know, black families, how we.
I call my daughters College Kid 1 and College Kid 2.
Okay.
All right. Now, here's where my household gets complicated when both my girls are home, such as right now, because it's Christmas holidays. College Kid number 2 has been a pescatarian since she was in 9th grade, which means she doesn't eat meat.
Right.
Oh God.
Right.
So College Kid 1, when she saw I was losing weight, she was like, okay, let me try keto. So she tried it, and I mean, I was mad because she came home and I get it, when you're in your late teens and 20s, I told her it's gonna catch up with her. Your metabolism is off the chain.
Oh yeah.
So she immediately, like, when she started keto, it was like whoosh.
The weight fell off.
Yeah, the weight fell off of her.
Something about that age.
Like, holy crap. And I was like, for real?
Right.
Like, but I had to remind myself, like, okay, she's young, so her metabolism is on chain. But we're still stuck on having to cook
different meals, separate meals.
It's
right.
Still like,
so it can be tough when
but it's tough. But my pescatarian College Kid 2, she's cool with the cauliflower mac and cheese and the veggies or whatever. But then there are times where I'm not, like, I just want meat and, like, no. Right.
We're gonna do a mixture of all this.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, but they're really cool with it. My dad is totally surprised. I think a lot of people doubted me, including some family members. But now they're like, holy crap.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Like,
and how many of those want to do it or want you to teach them what you're doing now?
See, this is why I can't do what you do, because people will ask, like, so what are you doing? I'm like, keto. Oh my gosh, tell me, because I really need to lose some pounds. And you tell them, I don't put sugar or any type of carbohydrates except for simple carbs when necessary in my body.
Right.
Like, and so you ask me how I'm doing something because you want to do it, and then I tell you and you're like, how
you doing
like
that?
How?
Right.
And I'm like, I just told you.
Right.
Or so many people be like, you don't drink wine. No, I can't drink. You can't drink wine on keto.
Right. Well, okay. So and I had this conversation just recently. So you should not drink. We shouldn't drink on keto or period. Alcohol is not good for our body. Right. Period. Liver, kidney. There's some pros and cons. However, so Black Girl Gone Keto, your coach at the time, says no alcohol. Erika, on the other hand.
Well, see, this works for me because I don't drink.
Right, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I don't drink, so I don't care.
Right.
Like, you know, but so many of my friends are like, what? Like, I can't drink wine ever? Like, I'm like, well, no, you can't.
Not a bad thing. Tell me how this has impacted, because for those who don't know, LaJill is a writer. She's not just a writer, she's a published author. Can you tell the people about what you do and what you have out there? Now, I'm mad that you didn't bring your book.
Oh, sorry.
Tell them who you really are. No. No, tell them.
I'm blessed to be able to be a full-time author. Like, another kind of advantage for me through this whole keto journey is because I do work from home. So, like, I have a lot of flexibility.
Right.
So I can get up and walk the mall and in the mornings. Like, I don't have to worry about, like, I have to be to work at 8 o'clock.
You don't have a real
my schedule is
schedule.
not, like, okay. So that's, like, truly the flexibility for this for me. But I do, I write full time, but it truly was an adjustment for me. And I tell people all the time, when you first start keto, the first 2 weeks are the hardest.
That's a fact.
And
the first 10 to 14 days will be your hardest. Yeah.
And one thing this literally taught me, and you taught me, was the first 2 weeks are the hardest because you're detoxing from sugar.
Oh my goodness.
And if you're a sugar addict, I mean, addiction is addiction.
You're going through withdrawal.
So when you go through withdrawals, and I had 2 meltdowns at Walmart on 2 different occasions. Like, I was standing, like, on a candy aisle at Walmart because I'm a grazer when I write. Like,
I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, like,
I remember we talked about that.
I was crying. I called another author friend of mine, and I was like, I think, like, I can't do this. Right. Like, how am I supposed to write? Like, right. Anybody that has been following me, following my writing journey, whatever, like, my thing was, I would always have my laptop, all my M&Ms, and either a ginger ale or a Slurpee. Like,
and when I told you could not have those things,
I said, I'm gonna get fired.
Right. I'm gonna lose my job.
Yeah, I was serious about that. Like, and I didn't even realize until I literally had, like, meltdowns. Like, I can't do, like,
over the sugar.
And I didn't even realize it was over the sugar because I kept thinking it was like, I can't do this. I can't write without M&Ms. Like, it's not possible.
It was the addiction to the sugar that made you think that you couldn't do it.
Exactly. Right. And you were so calm. Like, because you were so calm, I really didn't think you realized the severity of it. But you were like, LaJill, you'll be fine. And I'm panicking, and you're like, LaJill, you don't need that to write. You'll be fine. Get you some ice water, drink it. If you need to eat the ice,
I told her to eat ice chips.
Yeah, and you were so calm. Like, I know you were like, panicking.
Ice.
And I just remember, like, when I got off the phone with you, I called my friend Anna, who's also a writer, and I was like, she's lost her freaking mind. Like, I said she doesn't care. Like, I kept saying she doesn't understand, and I was bawling in Walmart on the candy aisle, looking at the huge
like,
bag of all my M&Ms, and I was like, and Anna was like, okay. She was like, cousin, come, like, girl, like, I need you'll be okay. You'll be fine. And then, like, the next week again, I don't know why I kept having these breakdowns in Walmart. I just remember going to Walmart and I was starving.
Right.
And I even though I was in Walmart, I called my other cousin and I was like, there's nothing here for me to eat. And she was like, why? And I was like, I can't have chicken fingers or the potato wedges. Like, what am I supposed to eat? And I'm like having a meltdown. And so then she was like, LaJill, you're in what? Why are you panicking? And I was just like, having
the addiction.
Yeah.
That was the addiction.
And so then she said, well, what can you eat? And she was like, you're in Walmart. Get a rotisserie chicken. She was like, she didn't say you couldn't eat the whole thing. And I was just like, oh.
Ideas.
Yeah, like, I was like, oh. She was like, you're in the deli. What? There's a whole rack of rotisserie chicken and 50,000 flavors.
So, let me ask you. Have you written successful books?
I have written.
You've been on keto.
I have. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't even think about, like, and then we came up with kind of like a transition.
Right.
Because you were like, LaJill, you can have nuts.
Yes.
You can have almonds, you know, as long as you stay within your macros. Like, it's okay. If you really need something, you can have nuts. Another lesson. Like, so I started out like, okay, well, let me do the 100-calorie snack pack of the almonds and walnuts. And then one day I called Erika and I was like, I didn't lose no weight. Like, and she's like, what are you doing differently? And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not eating anything wrong. You have, even on keto, you have to know your body.
Correct.
And we discovered that
just like that, when it was getting good, it ended. LaJill has been phenomenal. Her story was phenomenal. The interview ended very well. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. LaJill is out here doing very big things. She's on a writer for BET. She's shedding these pounds, guys. She's out here writing these books. So do me a favor, look up LaJill Hunt. Finish following her story. She's got a great one. In the meantime, y'all, we're going to keep keto tripping. Look out for episode 4 coming soon. Will it be you? Will you be the next person that I interview? Stay tuned. You heard me.